he's like his movement, crisp. It's a joy to watch this guy play. Sometimes I'd even go as far as to say like, I'm not even sure if this guy wants to fight me. He's just I just roll over just to watch.
He's just here for a good time.
Yeah. So let's see, because I think this one is actually going to be really hard for Happymealz.
Yeah.
Because one of the other guy, like one of the two has like a ton of experience in the matchup. The other one is Happymealz. So.
Cool. I mean, good movement's pretty crucial when you're playing against these kind of characters, and they're throwing out weird options.
Like
being able
there.
to weave in and out of what they're doing is incredibly important. You mentioned somewhat. You mentioned the word mashing. Am I to understand then he is someone who likes to apply pressure with his moves?
Yes.
Because that's kind of what I'm seeing, and I'm not convinced that's the best way to handle someone like Luigi.
Yeah. I 100% agree. I think the way that, at least from my understanding, you play this matchup is you have a total of 3 moves for approaching: falling up air, drill, and grab. If you don't believe me, then you don't have to, because that's what Fiction said, and I trust him with my life. And generally, the edge guarding is supposed to be free as hell if you know the flowchart. But from the way things are looking right now, we don't even know, honestly, if Happymealz has the flowchart, because he just hasn't gotten Ridin off stage so far.
Yeah. There are things that you're seeing that don't give you comfort, like seeing him go for the jabs against a crouching Luigi is like, you're just going to get down smashed. The risk reward is just terrible.
You're just asking for it at this point.
Yeah, it did look like mashing. It did look like a panicked, like, oh god, get him off me. Which Shine is really good for that.
And the thing is also, I see, like, for example, there was this one sequence where Ridin was just holding shield and he was just dash dancing around the shield. And the thing is, why wouldn't you take the up throw? Like, obviously, up throw doesn't combo 100% of the time, but it's still a massively skewed net positive mix-up for Fox, if you know what you're doing. Because, Luigi I always find, like, interesting as a fighting game character because, you know, it's like, oh, wow, Luigi always presses Nair when he's coming down. And the irony of it is, though, that a good Luigi is the one who will actually press down, like, press Nair while coming down the least. Or at least know the spots in which he's supposed to. But if you have a player like Happymealz who isn't respecting it or isn't quite aware, or like,
why wouldn't you?
I'd say comfortable with the timings, right? Yeah, just it's an option. Use it or lose it. So
and it's a punishable option. It's not free. It's good at being like, oh, you want to continue this combo, so I will just nair. But if you just wait for Luigi to land. And I'd see I can definitely agree with you. The way he's putting pressure on the shield, undoubtedly, that looks very cool. Like, no one's saying that this doesn't look cool, but you don't really need to.
A player like Mint would definitely approach this differently, if we're talking about like simple and basic.
Yes. And I think it's super important to, like, Luigi is almost emblematic of this, where it's not about trying to 0 to death Luigi, and by that I mean get a super long punish game that lasts that long. It's about reliably getting percent and keeping yourself in advantage. Because Luigi's awful in these positions.
Yeah, what I think ironically is I also don't like him doing this. There is It's so ironic to me as well because, you know, you're saying, like, don't go for the long punish game, right? But just by the, like, virtue of the fact that, oh, wow. Where if you have this, like, just stringing things together, respecting his option, punishing him for it, and then extending the punish by just respecting his options and playing around them, I think, ironically, is actually going to net you more damage. Way more damage than just going for the straight punish.
100%. Like, you don't need to try and get this frame perfect up air before he can nair. That's like, why would you do that large risk when you can just punish his bad way of landing?
With like an up tilt, like Luigi nair heavily loses to up tilt, and up tilt is such a great reset tool. But honestly, like, as much as we're like talking about things that Happymealz isn't doing, I think this game he's doing a lot of things very well.
Yes, I think the skill stage has helped him.
Yeah.
It's helped him find these situations where Luigi's near ledge and helped him sort of secure these gimps.
I like the roll there to respect Luigi's landing option if he's not feeling comfortable with his positioning. Oh no. Oh yes.
Ooh, good choice. Good choice going straight forward. I think anything else might have. Again, good choice. It has like enough distance that Luigi can't just jump on and punish. A better showing.
That way better. Didn't he get 4-star game?
I believe he did get 4-star game 1. So that was an infinitely better showing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do want to see like I didn't see like very many back airs at all actually. And I feel like that's so good against Luigi, just kind of walls him out. If you hit him in the air and he's at like 50%, you're just pushing him closer to the edge, forcing that shitty recovery out of him. You know?
Exploitable to the max, that recovery. And I think that's also like, in general, I think if you're just comfortable, you know, like when to respect. And honestly, even if so, you're scared of the misfire, I think just being scared of the misfire gives Luigi way too many options. So obviously, if you can play around it, then I would, with like timing your aerials. Like, you know, you place the back air for a misfire, and then Fox is so fast he can place another. But for example, here, just stand next to the ledge, crouch, and then no matter what he does, shine. If he hits you, he gets dead. If he doesn't hit you, he's dead.
It's like those simple things that it wouldn't take much. Like Happymealz obviously is so competent that it wouldn't take much to make him like, you know, very competitive with someone like Ridin, but he doesn't seem to have the perfect. Just wait.
Yeah, but then I want like, and that's the thing though. You've already like correctly identified the option from Ridin, and that is where you start extending the punish. Because just going for a grab basically resets the situation, right? Because like up tilt is what you want to do. This is where you get your guaranteed combo damage. But hitting an up tilt in neutral is hard. Therefore, if you already won the situation basically by correctly reading Ridin, that is when you should go for the like extension and kind of like bring multiple like mini combos together to get a massive punish.
Yeah.
Ooh, but
also like Luigi's, or this is true with Icy, so I assume so with Luigi as well, is that the amount of time it takes to wave dash, you can react to your opponent wave dashing. You can't necessarily react to the down smash itself. But if Luigi's just wave dash at you from across the screen, you can pretty reliably go, I'm either going to get grabbed or down smashed. So you can just jump.
Yeah.
And that's such a good way to deal with him. It's like, oh, you've done a move, you've grabbed or you've down smashed, I just land an up smash.
Yeah, or even just falling back air or anything, which I think...
Yeah. Agreed.
God, and this is kind of looking like a repeat of game 1. I'm curious why you didn't go back to Yoshi's.
Me too. I think the longest stage is actually made like the where he benefited what was, oh, the small stage has allowed him to kind of find these edge guard situations. The longer stage is doing the exact opposite, where he just doesn't have that room. He's not like forcing Luigi into these spots where Luigi, like he's not forcing Luigi into these spots where the recovery happens less often. But we're looking still looking pretty rough for Happymealz. He hasn't really. It does seem like just the big difference between the Yoshi's game and this game is the. It's just comes out
right there.
Really good.
He went for the up tilt, not for the grab, and that directly netted him the stock. So that's just something to think about in the future if he looks back at this game.
Mm. Yep. There were little things like that where it's like, I'm certain if Happymealz watched this back, it wouldn't take him long to just kind of break down like, oh, okay, like what you were saying about with the edge guard, if I just crouch in this situation, I can cover so much. I don't need
crouch
to
down
do
smash,
this.
crouch shine, anything, whatever it be.
Yeah. But also, actually, you were saying at the very beginning of the game, oh, he's one of these players. I'm not sure if he wants to play me or just have a fun time running around. And these are the kind of players that struggle the most with discipline.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, somebody like, let's